I found what you come storm my night. Feelings come into play, and I'm thinking this happens every time.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me and One Runners Nation here on our third episode. I'm going to now hand you off to some footage that we took on a run again around Sherwood. Try to get out of Sherwood eventually, but for the meantime, we're only doing 5 miles, and driving anywhere would be kind of ridiculous to run 5 miles in my opinion. So we're going to stay here, but for now, enjoy some footage of me on my latest run.
Living without you, living without you. I don't feel lost, I don't feel lost, I don't feel lost. Now that I found you, now that I found you. So hold me down. Don't know what I'd do if I was without you. No, but it's all true. Now that I found you. First thing on my mind when I'm waking up is you. Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, so we just finished our third run. Special credits to this guy over here, our cameraman right here. Yeah, we just took here around Sherwood once again. I'll try to get out of Sherwood eventually. It's just easier. I'm doing 5 miles. I don't feel like driving kind of too far away. But yeah, it's a nice evening. We just finished third run, like I just mentioned. Looking forward to a lot more runs, but I was happy to have a cameraman today to get some still shots of me. And yeah, that's this one. Ran in the Flynet Epic Reacts again. I'm not wearing those right now. Yeah, sandals right now. But yeah, just post a run right now. Felt kind of good today. Even splits, it was good. And yeah, overall good run. Probably the best run I've had so far. So we'll do some analysis later. So see you guys. Hey guys, you just saw my previous run. Got broke down the analysis for the post run thing. Now we're going to do some Strava stats and whatnot. Today I also have some shoes that I would like to show you guys, since I do shoe reviews as well. These are the original prototypes for the Vaporfly 4s. These are like the fake ones, people call them. But I had the pleasure to run in these when these were first when they were first testing them. And at the time, they were absolutely amazing, and they still are absolutely amazing. But for now, I'm going to continue on. But I'll talk about this in the video right now, a little later. Also, I have some Mambas. You guys may have heard these are like the racing spikes. These are the University of Oregon ones. You may ask, like, how did you get these? I have some relatives or family members that help work with the on the project for making the Oregon spikes, and these are they're middle distance, I guess. They say distance in them. You can kind of see right there distance on the sole or in the inliner. But I wore them for a steeplechase, and they work just fine. They kind of drain well because of their, I don't know if you can really see, but they have holes in the toe, which helps with drainage a little bit. But they make more specific ones, so I'll talk about these a little bit later. But for now, I want to do some Strava stats. This is several days later after I did the run, so not totally remembering every details from the run, but we do have it recorded data-wise. So as I pull this run up, I believe it was on... Yeah, night run, June 15th. Okay, so I did this post and I wrote in the comments, titled it Night Run.
Nice run at Twilight, leg sore, but slowly getting back into running routine. And I just did that loop, as you can see right there. Started at my house, went around Sherwood, went all the way down Sunset and around by the high school and through Old Town and whatnot. And then, if we go into the run, so in the splits, I ran 5.3 miles, so 6:39, 6:43, 6:24, 6:22, 6:39. So I kind of died, I guess you could say, got tired, but kind of even splits. I mean, I'm just getting back in the routine, so I really don't have pace really grounded down as well as I did beforehand. But there is that run, and there are your Strava stats of the day. And as we move on now, I'm going to talk about a little bit about this shoe. This is I titled this the Streak LT, or the Streak Light. This is really the prototype for the Vaporfly 4s, the ones they use for the Breaking 2 race or challenge, I guess you could say. But this is kind of what kickstarted it all. Carbon fiber plate inside the sole, the sole of the shoe, inside the rubber. It's almost like the invisible air that Nike did with the Air Maxes, but with carbon fiber now is for performance, kind of like tires for race cars, if you would want to think it in that way. And the giant Nike swoosh. You don't see swooshes this big on a lot of shoes. This means this for professionals. Professionals wear the shoes and the gear and stuff with the giant Nike swoosh on it. They make it as big as possible for international standards. And they have different foam. I wish you guys could hold this, but obviously you can't because this is a video. But the foam is a lot different than normal shoe. What a normal shoe sole would feel like. It's a lot. And this is worn too. I've worn these shoes a ton, racing them a ton. But it would be a lot more smooth if you guys were, or this was a new shoe out of the box. And you can see the heel different. There's the rubber, and this is the foam. So there's mostly foam. They just have, obviously, in the toe where you're mostly going to hit your foot is rubber, so it doesn't wear down as quickly. But where you're not really pushing down or going to have a lot of impact, it's not a problem because you don't need rubber there. But overall, the shoe is amazing. It was amazing when I first wore it. I wore it for work the first time. When I first wore this, it was like literally being on water. It felt like you were on a water bed, but it was on your feet. It was crazy. They still are crazy. The Vaporflies are revolutionary. Everyone's trying to copy them now because they've worked so well. But that's this shoe. Great shoe. I would personally recommend it. They sell the Vaporfly. They don't sell this one because this is a prototype. But they do sell the Vaporfly 4 in public version. You can't actually get the actual ones. They haven't released those to the public, but they have they call them the 1%ers because they're not made with the same rubber and same material. So that is why they're called the 1%ers. 1%ers. Not really. They're the Vaporflies, but for citizens, the general public. And also, real quick, not as cool in my opinion, but still kind of cool. These are the Mambas. I had the shoes together for organizational purposes, so I can hang them up. But these are the Mambas. I raced them only once. I really haven't used them that much. But these are the University of Oregon ones, the ones they make for the actual track team. And they kind of look like a sprint spike. When I first saw them, I thought they were sprint spikes, but then I looked into the sole, and it says distance right there. I'm like, that's interesting. But it's got a lot of holes in the sides, so I thought it might be distance spike, but it's actually like a 10K, 5K kind of spike, which is interesting in my opinion because, you wouldn't really think. Obviously you want it light, but you wouldn't think that this would be a distance spike, because on the heel here it is really heavy on the front, and usually you think of distance spikes, you think of this of the Matumbos or the Zoom Elites. You think of those kind of shoes, but this is kind of Nike's new distance spike, and it's kind of cool. I think they're kind of mixing up. You have the sock liner is a little further up than usual. You can see kind of on the green line here. There's this darker line right here. That's where the normal shoe would be, and they've kind of raised the sock liner up, and actually it fits pretty well. And you obviously tie them up, and they work just as fine as a normal spike would. But personally, I was a little hesitant when I raced in them, but they turned out to be pretty good, as most things Nike makes. So if you ever get a chance, you ever see these in your local Nike store, or I don't know if they sell these. They might. I'm not sure. This is a later model, so you may have to ask when you go into a Nike store if you want to try them out. But if you do ever want to try these out, these are really good shoes, and they would work for a 1500 if you really wanted an 800, but they're really meant for a 10,000 or 5,000. So overall, good shoe, good spike, good racing piece of equipment, and I would highly recommend it. So if you're ever interested, it is a terrific shoe. And with that will be this episode. Thank you for tuning in to One Runners Nation. Once again, this has been our 3rd episode. More episodes to come, but as always, like, subscribe, and comment below. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you on a new episode. Thanks, guys.
Turned into Freaky Friday, but we got no choice but to turn this bitch sideways.